Today we are going to start with another important topic that is related to the lenses, because the image diagram, or you can say that the ray diagram of the lenses, is very much important in your syllabus, because most of the questions are related to this concept in your exam, in your past papers. And also this concept is included in your ATP section, so that's why it is an important concept. First of all, if we talk about the lenses, so basically lenses are the optical instruments. These are the optical instruments used to converge or diverge light rays, right? So basically, this is the basic concept of lenses. You know that in our daily life, most people use lenses to cover their eyesight problem, and mostly we use lenses in our daily life to magnify or to observe the thing which are very small or micro in size. So we need some type of lens to magnify the image of that object, right? And basically, there are two different types of lenses. The first one is known as, if we talk about the types of lenses, so there are two types of lenses. First one is concave lens, and the second one is convex lens, right? And if you want to know about their structure, so let's suppose if we want to know about their structure, so concave lens will be like this. You can see that this type of lens is thick at the edges but thin at the center, right? And if we take the convex lens, so convex lens will be opposite. It will be like this. So thin at the edges, thick at the center, right? So we can say that the lens having thick edges is known as concave lens, and the lens having thin edges is known as convex lens, right? Or you can also mark them with the reference of the center, that the thick center, or the lens having the thick center, is known as convex. In center of the lens is known as the concave lens, right? So this is the center. Okay, clear?
Yes.
So these are two type of lenses that we need to discuss, but most important in this chapter or in your syllabus is the convex lens, because when we talk about their properties, their image formation, so only convex lens is the lens having multiple ray diagram, having multiple concepts. But concave lens has only one concept, so that's why we only need to discuss about the one concept for concave lens, but multiple concept for convex lens, right? But before that, let's suppose if we discuss about some properties related to concave lens and convex lens. So basically, if we talk about concave lens, so concave lens is, it is also known as diverging lens, and the convex lens is known as converging lens. And now let's discuss that what is the meaning of converging lens and diverging lens, right? Okay, one of the most important thing that in your exam it is not compulsory that they always give you the lens in the same shape. They usually draw a diagram for that, right? So that is why sometimes you find a complete lens and sometimes you will just get a straight line. So because name is mentioned in the question, name will always mention in the question that we are using convex lens. So that's why you need to know about the properties of the convex lens by yourself. So sometimes you got a straight line. So we are practicing the ray diagram in our class or in our lecture. So we always used to draw a straight line, right? So that will give you some concept that how to identify the things in the exam also, right? So let's suppose if we consider two lenses, the first diagram is for the concave lens. So we are drawing a straight line. Second one is known as convex lens, right? Now you can see that there is a straight line on the axis, and that straight line actually shows you the lens, right? For more clarity we can do like this, that for concave lens we will make mark like this, so that will give you the concept of thick edges, right? And for convex lens we just use a normal arrows to give you the concept of thin edges, right? So the first diagram is for concave lens, and the second diagram is for convex lens. Okay, clear? Okay,
Yes,
now
sir.
okay, now let's suppose you know that when light reflects from any object, so when light reflects from object and travel towards our eye, so then we are able to observe that object, right? Let's suppose in a dark room, so we use torch to observe the object. So when light strikes from the object, so then we are able to observe that object. Okay, so we are also going to discuss the same concept, that let's suppose if we are having a different ray or the ray of light that are moving from the object, so how they will travel from different type of lenses, right? Because concave is diverging, convex is converging. So what is the difference between converging and diverging, and how these lenses are converging and diverging? So that is the main thing. So let's suppose if we consider light rays coming from the left hand side to the right hand side on the concave lens like this. One light ray is coming towards the lens. Second one is also coming. Then the third one and the fourth one, right? So these are different rays. Ray number one, two, three, four, right? So you can see that four rays are coming towards the lens, right? And what happened with these rays after passing through the concave lens? So their final formation of the image, or their final direction will be diverging. It means moving away from the center like this. You can see that all light rays are going to move away from each other. Clear? So this is the concept of diverging, right? Because you know that diverging means to move away from each other. So in the first diagram, in concave lens, light rays are clearly moving away from each other, giving you the concept of divergence, right? That's why a concave lens is known as diverging lens. Okay. And if we talk about the convex lens, so in convex lens, we know that convex lens is converging. So let's suppose if same light rays are moving through the convex lens, that is the converging lens. So let's suppose if we are having again four rays, one, two, three, four, right? So what happens to the these light rays when they are passing from the convex lens? So they will converge towards the center like this. So they will pass like this, that they will intersect each other. If we draw it more clearly, so it will be like passing from a single point like this. Clear? Any confusion? Any confusion between the concept of converging and diverging lens?
No.
Okay. So basically converging means all light rays are moving from a one point. So it means that this lens will help you to converge or to combine all the light rays passing through this lens. Okay. And if we talk about the diverging, so diverging means that will uh, divert your light rays away from each other when those light rays are passing from the concave lens. Okay. So that is the difference between concave lens and the convex lens, right?
Okay.
And there are some properties related to the concave lens and the convex lens. One property is that one is the diverging, second one is the converging. Let's suppose if we talk about further properties, because that is very much important. You know about the properties. So let's suppose if we first talk about concave lens. So concave means that it is also called diverging lens. And if we talk about the second point, the second point is when light rays will pass through the lens. So when light rays will pass through the lens, it will diverge the light rays. Okay, so basically in the concept of the lenses, when all light rays are going to be converge at a single point, so then we are able to get a image, right? Otherwise, if we are not getting all lines at a same point, so we are not getting a image after passing through the lens, right? Clear? And if we talk about some components, let's suppose if we talk about this white line that we just mark in the initial, so this white line represents principal axis. Okay, so basically this white line is just for our reference, and we can say that this reference will help you to mark the ray diagram and draw all the structure or all the formalities. So that is the concept for the principal axis. Just like the x-axis and y-axis on the graph, we mark x-axis and y-axis on the graph that help us to find out the points or the values. So basically, this white line represents you the principal axis, right? That gives you the concept of or a reference with the lines or the rays which are passing through the lenses. Okay, and if we talk about the center point, so this center point is known as the optical center. Clear? Any confusion?
No, sir.
Okay. And let's suppose if we want to compare these points with convex lens, so we can say that it is also known as the converging lens. And secondly, when light rays parallel to parallel to principal axis, parallel to the principal axis, pass through the lens, they will converge at a single point. So this is the difference between concave lens and convex lens. Further, if we talk about some quantities, so let's suppose the first component we discuss in the lenses is principal axis. So principal axis means the line which is passing from the center which is passing from the center of the lens is called principal axis. Okay, and the second point is related to the optical center. So the optical center is known as optical center is basically the center of the lens. So the center of the lens is called an optical center. Any confusion?
No, sir.
Okay, so basically we discuss about two components of the lenses, that is the principal axis and the optical center. And further we talk about the two properties related to the converging and to the diverging lens. Those are the concave lens and the convex lens, right? We also discuss about the ray diagram for the concave lens and for the convex lens. And further, if they ask about more components, because we need to discuss about more components and we also need to discuss about some more property, just like if we want to talk about the nature of the image, right? Just like if we observe different lenses in our daily life. So if you observe the magnifying glass, let's suppose if we observe that one, if we talk about the magnifying glass, so yes, so basically these are different types of magnifying glass, and normally if you observe in our in daily life, so you observe that the lens or the thickness of the lens is thick at the center, right? Just like this, you can see that the central part is slightly thick as compared to the edges of the magnifying glass. So it help us to magnify the objects, right? Or magnify any component like this. You can see that basically we use this magnifying glass to just magnify the things, right? So this is the concept and this is the example of convex lens, right? Not concave. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Okay, so this is the real life example of the concave lens, because convex lens, concave is not like more used in our daily life as compared to the other, but still we use that one in the eyesight treatment for different objects. Like you can see that if we compare the mirror with the lens, like this, you can see that the first diagram actually shows you this is for the convex lens. So when light rays are passing from the object, so then they will focus at a single point, like this is known as the focal point. Okay, and one more thing, you observe that your image is inverted, right? In the lens, the first diagram, right? You observe that your image is inverted, upside down. You can see that the roof of the house is downward and the ground of the house is in upward direction, right? So it means that your image will also inverted in convex lens. Okay, and if we take the same structure, so that is your concave mirror or convex mirror, we can say that, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if we combine these convex mirror, because it is outside and you observe this mirror in a market superstore also, these are used for the security purpose because that cover maximum area from the corner. So in mirror you observe that image is normal upright, but in lens your image is inverted upside down. Okay, so that is also going to be happen, and that's why we use a ray diagram to understand the things. You can see that if we consider ray number 1, ray number 4 in the diagram, like this is ray number 1, and let's suppose this is ray number 4. So you can see that ray 1 is moving from upside to the downside. Okay, and ray 4 is moving from the downside to the upside. So that's why we can say that your image will be inverted, because rays coming from the top of the object moves towards the downward or to the bottom, and the ray which are moving from the bottom of the object, so they will move it towards the top, right? So that's why we get inverted image in the convex lens. So if we talk about the properties of these lenses further, if we talk about their properties, so we can further say that convex lens, so basically concave lens normally forms the virtual image. Virtual image means that is not visible on the screen, right? And why it is not visible, or why it cannot be obtained on the screen? Because if you observe from the diagram, so from the diagram you can observe that when light rays are moving from left hand side to the right hand side in concave lens, so all light rays are moving from or moving away from each other, right? So moving away from each other means that they will never intersect at any point, and they will not obtain on the screen, right? If we compare it with the convex lens, so in convex lens you can see that all light rays are going to be merged at a single point, so that's why we can say that their image is going to be formed on the screen, right? Clear? So we can say that a concave lens will form virtual image, and convex lens will form a real image. And one thing that we observe in that picture also, that a convex lens will form inverted image.
So what's the difference with all of the, what's the difference?
A real image and inverted, or virtual
Yes,
or real?
also virtual and real.
Okay, so basically real is you can see that if we take the example of a concave lens, so picture is very much clear in the lens, right? But it is only inverted. But if we compare it with the concave lens, let's suppose if we are using the convex lens in the place of the convex, so you will get no image in the lens, right? Or no image through the lens. So that is the concept of virtual image. And by the ray diagram you can observe that like this, that in the mirror all light rays are moving towards the mirror, and they will reflect in other direction, right? So they are also diverging, and you can see that they use a dotted green lines to make the image, right? So this is not real image. This is only virtual image that is drawn virtually by using the ray diagram. Okay, virtual means, in simple words, you can see that if we talk about the image in the mirror, right? So you can see that this object is not of the same size. The size of the object or the position, you can say that that is not the same size that we are observing in the mirror, right? So that is also known as the concept of virtual image, because when rays are moving away from each other, so they will never intersect each other, or they will never meet at any point throughout the journey. So that concept is known as the virtual image. So if you want to write the definition for it, virtual image, so you can also write the definition like this: when image cannot be obtained on the screen. And in the ray diagram, how we are getting image? We are getting image like this. that the point where light rays are intersecting each other, like this point, basically this point shows you the image, right? Clear? And on left hand side we are having object, same goes for the concave lens. That object is on left hand side, and you can see that on right hand side no light ray merge with each other, so it means that no image on the screen. So that's why we can say that no image. So we are getting no image on the screen, and what we need to do, we need to extend this line in backward direction like this. So then you are able to get the virtual image. Let's suppose if we extend the lines, so lines will be extended like this. Okay, so you can see that all lines are now just extended in the backward direction. This is the point of intersection, but you know that this light is not real. These rays are not real. These are only virtual, only for the reference to understand the concept. So that's why this image is known as the virtual image. Clear? Any confusion?
No.
So this is the concept of virtual image, and in convex lens, you got the concept of real image, right? So that is the difference. And in some cases of convex lens, we also get a virtual image, right? In some cases, not in all, but in some cases, we also get the virtual image in convex lens. So we can say that it will also form virtual image sometimes, right? Inverted and virtual. And for the convex lens, you will always get upright image. Upright means upside of the object will be on the upside of the image and downside of the object will be on the downside. Or you can also use the second term that is known as erect. Erect will also give you the same concept of upright image, right? Clear? So this is the concept, and this is the difference between concave lens and the convex lens. And we also discuss about the components of principal axis and the optical center. Plus, we also discuss about the concept of real image and the virtual image. And we also observe that in convex lens, your image will be inverted and virtual. And in concave lens, your image will be upright or erect, right? Any confusion?